streaming. Oh, restream is amazing. Okay, so yay, we're live. Hi everyone, this is Pinky Hoot. It's been a minute since I started streaming, so I'm just getting all my setup ready and trying to remember all the best practices I have learned from the past few sessions. So I think I'm good. I think the image, you see my new piece artwork here. I'm talking to you. And I think social media is going. Don't need this. That's also going. That's going. And that's going. Okay, I think I'm good. I'm pretty proud of myself for figuring this out. This is also streaming live right now on my YouTube channel at PinkyhootArt. appreciate it if you give me a subscribe and follow because I'm trying to grow on YouTube. Anyways, let's get to the important part of today. I have a new piece ready. It's on. If you guys attended my live streaming before, you might have seen a study of this. It's been a month ago, a couple months ago now. So I've transferred this to the larger screen now, and I am getting ready to paint it today. All right. I'm still trying to figure out how to pipe in music as we talk and as I paint, but I don't know if that's happening today. So if anybody know how to add music to this, I obviously would do some research. Let me know. Okay, cool. So it's on YouTube. All right, so this has nothing on it. I haven't even wetted the canvas. So first step, I have to, with watercolor, if you are not familiar with the process, you kind of have to race with water. So I usually start with, actually I don't know, usually I sometimes start with foreground, sometimes I start with background, but today I'm feeling background first because I think the background is going to be the lightest part. So I'm going to grab some fresh water and carefully going around the edges of my flowers. If there's overlap, a little bit overlap, I'm probably not going to go crazy about it, but this is like the part of the Zen I'm trying to get to, which is be more precise. And I'm gonna have to run into this funny thing of the water is gonna dry up as I do this. So I had to go super fast. And super fast and hoping that my last bit doesn't dry up as my new water goes down. Water, don't dry up. Water's not holding enough. This brush is not holding enough water, so I'm gonna use a fat one. Here's what I do. I'm gonna actually do the middle part, the really rough part first, and then go to the edges where I can be more precise. I am going on vacation tomorrow, so I'm probably going to try to stay off of social media for a little bit, but we shall see. So I wanted to do this streaming and do some art before I pack up. And props to all the streamers out there, because setting this thing up was not easy. Even though there are, I can't even imagine in the old days, even though now I felt like it was a relatively easy process because all these third parties and YouTube tutorials that are available to us. Can you see this part of the painting? Oh, okay. There's a little part of the painting that's being cut off at the bottom, but I don't think you guys are missing much. I'm just putting water on my canvas right now. Just a background, because I'm going to paint the background first today. Can you hear the water sound? Maybe. This part is covered and going around the people part, I want to be super careful. Okay, I think canvas is wet. I think we are ready. Okay, so I think I've covered up all the obvious part of this with water. There's probably spots I'm missing, but it's okay because I will go in afterwards. Oh my god, okay, missed the whole patch here. Not done. I kid. I kid. So I pre-mix some water here, some color here. It's a, I mix the mustard yellow with a cool blue. So it's kind of a cool muddy color, I guess. And then I want to give it, the painting a little bit of abstract background. So here we go. Have no fear, this part, I'm telling myself this because this part is probably going to be very scary for me. I am just quickly laying down some background colors. And this might not be how I want it to be in the end, but that's all right. Just quickly laying them down. Wait, where's my color? Okay, so kind of have the color down the main part of this. And then without washing my brush, I'm just gonna dip it in some dirty water. Now, I'm going to, oh, maybe not, maybe I need to wash it more. I'm gonna go over it with some more water. I've been trying to be very careful about not making my canvas too wet because it causes all sorts of problems, but sometimes I can't help it. So now I'm using a flat brush, kind of push these paints around, and I'm hoping some of them will spread nicely like I always hope. And I see a piece of dog or cat hair. Get rid of that. Yes, I have a dog and a cat. They are sleeping right now, I think. And right now I am just quickly going over the background with my brush, rough brush stroke. I'm trying to not overwork this because I want to kind of keep that flowy feeling. But I'm not always successful at that, so we'll see how this goes. This part really fast because it dries up really fast, and I don't want these hard edges. I don't like them. For no particular reason other than I personally don't like them. I think some artists do great watercolor with hard edges, and that requires skills. Okay, I'm not really adding any color. I'm just actually adding more water as it dries to dilute some of the areas. Push this up here. Okay, if you guys are sending me chats right now, I'm not reading because I need to finish this before it dries and settles, and then I will talk to you guys. Okay, so I am purposely leaving the area around the girls lighter because I envisioned that I want them to glow a little bit, which probably have some lights and highlighting. I think this part is okay. It's okay, this part is alright. This is a part of the process. I'm just kind of letting my feeling take over. I have no idea how this is going to end up, but I think I like where it's going already. But I'm probably gonna go through an ugly phase with this as well, like all my paintings. Keep the really strokey effect, okay. Cool. Still just water. Do I have all the areas covered? Such is good. Such is good. Do I have all the edges covered? Mostly. Okay, and then, all right. Oh my goodness, this looks like a mess on screen. But don't worry, you'll get better. So Omar asked, "What's the meaning of this piece?" So I'm some of you might know I recently just launched a collection about it's a figure with all these eyeballs in flowers, and I felt it was it was my way of exploring the social media anxiety because all the flowers represents different profiles that are looking as I looking back at them. Um, and you can take a look at the collection in my profile link, but continue to develop the idea of this flower and eyeball. So I created this piece. There's two figures in the middle. They're kind of like in a deep conversation, maybe having um, some sort of dialogue going on. And this idea actually came to me as I was doing the studies, because I think Omar, it was you, were talking about hugs and how some culture, it's not very, often that people hug each other, but I think it's changing now. But it got me thinking, like all these moments and these like conversations we have with people, and how we, the person who's saying, might be thinking one thing, but the other person on the receiving end might be getting all sorts of emotions and thoughts triggered, right? So this painting have two people, they're in a exchange, and all these flowers with eyes. I'm hoping to work more so you can see the eyes and how animated they'll become. Kind of represents the different triggers, different emotional or different memories that's being that passes through our brain as we're having this interdialogue. I'm sure I'll get better at what this means as I work on this and as I work on this next piece in the collection, but that's kind of the thought of this, how I got to explore this. I hope that answers your question, Omar. And right now I'm just kind of letting this dry a little bit more, because I'm gonna go on top with some more other details. Is it dryish? It's almost getting too dry now. Picking this brush back up. Oh. Washing my brushes. I am going to wet the area, so I'm going to go over with a different color, with another color. And maybe here. Okay. So just now I very deliberately wetted 3 separate areas, and then I just dip some turquoise color. You see? Yeah, kind of. Kind of not thinking too much of how the shape is morphing. Just gotta let that blend. Maybe I want to do a little bit more green here. I'll go a little bit of blue. This might be pretty intense blue, actually. Maybe too intense. I'm gonna water it down. learned this very interesting thing about art yesterday. That you know how we always so concerned about light and shadow for artists, but then yesterday I learned this thing called value compression, of how our eyes actually never process shadows and light at once. It's always one or another. So in painting, I think I do this. I think every other artist I know do this. Is they build light, they build highlights and shadows all in one painting. But the thing I learned yesterday was really about pick a focus. If you want a painting to have a lot of shadow moodiness, then just bring all the shadows out. You don't need to go back in and bring out all the highlights, because it's actually gonna be confusing for the eyes. And if it's a light piece like this piece I have here, I think I'm going to focus on the highlights, bring the light into it, and not so focus on the shadow. So we'll see if this trick I learned yesterday will actually make a difference in the end. Okay, I think all the hard edges have been dealt with. Nope, I lied. Strokey effects. Okay. Now, so the background is been filled in. By no means the final look, but it's been filled in. You can see the. Okay, so next I am going to paint the flowers. I think you guys can see this one pretty well, so I'll probably start from here. Okay. What color? I have a little bit of paint pre-mixed. It's a pinkish color. I'm not sure. Pinkish color. I feel like this might be too pink for what I'm trying to do. Okay, so never mind. Is the red I have left over from last time? Oh, yes. Okay, that works. Red. I think this might be too cool. So let me get some. Warmer red. Just kind of see me mixing the color here. So I had a Crimson Lake, like a cool red going on, and I felt it was too cool with the brownish reddish yellow background, so I made it a little bit more warm by adding this warm red. Okay, now let me think about how I want to paint this. So, flowers. They're usually darker on the outside, lighter in the middle. Do I want to do that? Okay. So for the first pass, because all paintings have multiple paths. So for this first pass, I'm just gonna wet the entire flower instead of going petal by petal. I'm gonna pick a, oh my god, use this brush. I want to take a video of this. Paint ready. Make sure it's nice and wet. Now I grab the taper one and kind of spread these paints out a little bit. All these are so nice, I'm not gonna touch it. All these spreading of flat color is exactly what I want. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna do a little bit more here. top layer dries, I'm going to add so much water and a tiny bit of pink to the rest of this area without touching too much of the texture, hopefully. And also this stage of painting right now, I think it's the most magical because it's just a moving and morphing live thing. I probably should have used a smaller brush for this. Oh well. This was what I called the warm-up flower. Ooh, look at, actually if you can see. I wish you guys can see closer up. It looks pretty cool close up. Right. I'm going to leave this alone and let that dry and then see what else we have to do. Now the next one. This one, I suddenly feel like it needs to be warmer. Okay, here we go. Ah! Okay. I'm trying to give the reds a little bit variant. So you might see me add random colors as I go along the way. That's why. Because I don't want all the colors look exactly the same. And also kind of hoping the colors will blend and give me a different look. Okay. And also, I'm hoping when I come back, when it dries a bit more, it'll look even more different. Cool, I kind of like how this looks. Okay, I kind of like how this looks. So I'm gonna try to do that here. Cool. Cool. Okay. All right, I kind of like this contrast. Where's my brush? Mixing some cooler reds. So I'm kind of starting to see like the play between cool red and warm red, and I think I want to continue with that. It's nice. Flower number 3. making a mess yet? Yes. Back to warm red. I feel like I just got a hang of these flowers and I'm just going for it. Don't love this part. Okay. I feel like a lot of times watercolor painting is just about dripping paint in the places that you want. Because I feel like that's what I'm doing right now. Just drip water, drip water. I think I'm gonna take out some of the paint here. Okay, that's better. And then flower number 4. So warm, warm, cool, cool. This one needs to be a cool flower. And while I'm at it, maybe I'll take care of these little petals. I'll use a different brush. I've been using this leafy brush, but I think I'm going to switch to a smaller round brush. You know what? I lied. I think I'll make this a warm flower as well. I made a weird face because this color is very interesting. So let's see how it goes. I think that's too orange. Not a quite oh shit moment yet, but I think we'll I think we'll be okay. Okay, but leave that one alone. think my painting might have entered the ugly phase. But have no fear, this happens every time. I mean, usually it ends up better than I think. Okay. So red, cool, warm, 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 cool, cool, cool. Okay, so these should all be cool colors now. Cool color. Okay, cool. Cool red. Because this flower is so small, I didn't try very hard there, and it'll be alright. blend. Did I say hate hard edges? Yes, I hate hard edges. So I'm going to blend this out. This little side flower here. Almost there. Yes. Some cool flowers, small flowers. This needs to go way cooler. I'm not sure. Okay, maybe not that color, but I don't hate it. So now all the surface area except for the two figures are mostly covered. Okay. I'm gonna go into each flower now and try to refine it a little bit, but not much to do right now until they are completely dry. You know what? I should stop. Okay, I'm going to fix any obvious messes. That's good. Kind of nice. And of course, that's the thing with mistakes. Sometimes we want to keep it. Too small. Maybe like this. No. This one. What was I doing? Yes. So now I'm going, oh, now the flowers are damp, not dry. I'm gonna go in with the secondary, a darker, more saturated color. Try to push back the darker areas of the painting. Cute. Okay. What is going on in that flower? Okay. Okay. The smaller ones, I'm not painting them as carefully because I feel like the details are not as important for the background ones, so I don't want to spend time on them unnecessarily. So the smaller ones, I'm just going to quickly confused. Cool. Okay, so I think these look good. Okay. I'll switch back to my bigger brush for the bigger flowers. Let's see. They actually. So these areas, I like these textures so much, the watermarks. I'm trying not to go over them too much, and I end up losing it. And bring some of this color into this flower, but just a little bit. Pretty sure that was supposed to be a cool cauliflower. Okay. All right. I think I'm gonna call it for today because I'm running out of this pink and red colors I mix, and I don't want to mix in front of you guys because it might take too much time. But I feel like it's at a good place to start. Next session, I'm going to go into the figures and go into the middle of the eyes. And yes, I think I am going to paint this entire piece live. And we'll see how that goes. Thank you so much, everyone who joined us and watched me for the past hour and how much ever long. Again, I'm also live streaming on YouTube at the same time. So if that's your preferred platform, please give me a subscribe and follow. That'll be wonderful. Today's Wednesday, so have a great rest of your week, guys. Thank you. Goodbye.